Congratulations, Toto. Thanks, Karun. Let's start with Kimi. There's a lot to be proud of today, but 3 wins in a row. He's made history there. First person to convert their first 3 pole positions into victory. No one's ever done that before. He's precocious talent, isn't he?
Yeah, I hope he can continue on this positive slope. Most important is not to be carried away. We have a good car. Hopefully the upgrades work next race. But he has a fierce competitor and his teammate also who wasn't happy with the track this weekend. So just important to keep both feet on the ground.
No doubt that he's a rising star with an incredible talent, a lot of speed. Toto, how promising is this, considering you guys didn't bring as many upgrades as everyone this weekend, to still be ahead of the pack with your upgrades still coming? Is this good news?
Well, sometimes upgrades don't correlate with the stopwatch, so we need to prove that out, and I hope we can. This is going to be a development race this season. How much can you bring? Are you limited by the cost cap? All these things play a role.
None of the wins have been easy for Kimi, have they? They've always been a little bit on the back foot at the start. We see him fighting through. He's got that real killer instinct in him. But he also can lead from the front, as we saw in Japan. So there's obviously areas he can still improve, but it's amazing with someone so young, isn't it? To have all of that already. Yeah,
I mean, you know best. I think leading with someone really putting pressure on you from behind, particularly at the beginning of the stints with Norris, and then sustaining this pressure and being able to drive away is really a great character trait that he has among the many, the speed, and now you add to that some more experience. I think we're talking about lots of success in the future.
As Karun pointed out there at the Sky Pad, it was a brilliant outlap, but it was also a very good, very sharp strategic decision on the pit wall today. How proud are you of that? Obviously, McLaren have been at the sharp end for the last couple of years. You've been there in the past. You know that, but there have been different faces that have come in, Toto, and just to get one over on them, which cost McLaren victory today. How proud of you of the team?
Yeah, it was a brilliant move from the strategy team back in Brackley and also here. Because we were 1.9 second behind Lando, and it's almost, it's quite risky. But then the stop was perfect. The outlet was great. He went for the move right at the beginning, and I think that was, these various parts of the team doing a brilliant job that won the race.
Now, if I can move it on to the other side of the garage, I know it's been a tough weekend for George. It doesn't seem to be a track that suits his driving style. How do you manage this? I know that it's early doors. I know we don't want to be too reactive, but you've had intra-team battles before. What notes have you taken from the past to manage things?
George is so experienced by now, and throughout the weekend we talked that this is a bit of a boogie track for him, and that is absolutely understood. So I think there's nothing going to be in the back of our heads when we go to Montreal.
Kimi was quite vocal on the radio, had a few issues with the car. I wasn't quite happy when he was under pressure. How important is Bono for him, do you think, in the race? To keep him calm, collected, to reassure him of his talent, but also that everything is okay?
There's Amy. Amy runs our trackside reliability. She's never been on the podium, and I got her bang with the champagne in the face. I really enjoyed seeing that. She deserves it.
She did. Just in terms of Italians this weekend, I mean, obviously on Friday.
I didn't respond to his question. He didn't answer his question, did he?
I want to big up Bono. Should we big up Bono?
I didn't hear that.
You didn't hear.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Toto. He's back.
Yeah, but Bono has so much experience. He worked with the greats, and therefore he's been with Lewis over so many years, and then part of the Kimi project straight from the beginning. He knows how to handle him, and he's someone that part of the success so far.
It is 20 points though, and I know you're going to repeatedly tell us, even though we're going to keep annoying you and prodding you all year, has he got an opportunity? Has he got opportunity? It is 20-point gap now over George. And if his confidence keeps expanding like this, it's going to be hard to say, it's going to be hard to keep along that track, isn't it?
George is a killer. Okay. And what makes him so good is that he never stops fighting and never attacking. And I've seen him throughout the career in junior formulas, karting, junior formulas, and here, he's he's going for this. He was not gonna leave no stone unturned. I have no doubt that the two of them gonna fight for points throughout the season.
There's also no doubt that he's such a hard worker. Just a quick one from me, Toto. How good does it feel to be seeing your drivers week in, week out, back on the top step of the podium? It's been a little minute.
We're still a bit bruised because we had how much 60, 80 weekends where that wasn't the case. In the past. So winning 4 races, it's just so rewarding for everyone back at home. There's so much stress in the organization, so much pressure. But then at the same time, we showed resilience, kept the mindset in the right place. And that's probably what makes me most proud. Not only what the drivers do, but what we all together, the 2,500 people in Brixworth and in Brackley have really kept going over those years.
I think Yannick Sinner has just won Madrid as well. So this is continuing. They seem to be winning Kimi Antonelli and Sinner in the tennis.
Don't unlock any more superstition.
Oh, no, it's a superstitious thing. And then, of course, you had Gabriel Mini who won in the F2 today. So a good weekend for Italy. On the weekend, though, that we lost Alex Zanardi. Just a final word on that. It's we've lost a great man from motorsport this weekend, and the Italians doing him proud.
Yeah, I start with Kimi and Sinner because the other one is much more important to finish up with it. We just need to be careful that all of Italy is not going to go mad with sports stars. Now that the football is not playing in the championships.
Exactly, yeah.
But as a matter of fact, here comes the winning car. As a matter of fact, we need to keep him both feet on the ground. That's the most important. And obviously, if the counter is behind you, that's going to be difficult. And on Alex Zanardi is just iconic. I remember him from my junior days, what he's done in Formula One, and then especially in the United States in IndyCar. I think it was called The Move or The Pass. The Pass in Laguna Seca. You guys should play that for the spectators.
They saw that
it's the greatest overtake that I've ever seen in a single seater, and then his career after the accident. Chapeau. To his achievements. We're just mere mortals, but what he has done in his career is great.
We'll let you go and raise a glass to him and a glass as well to Kimi. Well done, Toto. Congratulations on another fine weekend. And they'll be looking forward to that upgrade package in Montreal as well. It's ominous, isn't it? Okay, let's hear from Kimi's teammate. Here's George Russell.
Literally just reading your race, George, in my notes right now. Because do you think there are any opportunities that you missed today? Did you get some damage from the contact? And was there anything left out there? I know you made up places at the end. Was there anything left out there, do you feel?
No, just difficult race. The beginning felt okay, to be honest, those early laps, sort of in the fight, and then the hard tyre was just nowhere. And got some ideas, to be honest. The last 10 laps were much more competitive. Made some quite big changes with my differentials and my brake bias, much closer to what Kimi's been running this whole weekend, and it made a bigger impact than I thought, but still, as I said, not a good weekend. I know this place is always a real tough one for me, so the real test will come in the next few.
Montreal is a better racetrack for you historically. Yeah. I know there are updates coming as well, but what sort of challenge do you feel you've got from your teammate right now then? Because when you look at the race today, that was very calm and controlled from someone so young, and I think maybe people have underestimated him before now. Have you underestimated him?
No, not at all. I mean, he's a fantastic driver, and he's been exceptionally quick since day one. You don't win all of the championships as a youngster if you don't have the speed, but I've still got the confidence in myself, and I've also been there. I've not forgotten how to drive, and it's just a little bit of a tricky run, but with 4 races down, a long way to go. And I think, as I said, we'll reassess things over these next few weeks.
Thank you.
So let's get into George and what's been going on with him this weekend, and actually this season, and the pressure that he must feel under now. When you see this, God, this sport can be extremely difficult at times, can't it, if you're the receiving end?
I think he's probably just like, what just happened?
He
was the favourite and the quickest at the start of the year, and but I mean, Kimi's exceptionally talented. But the thing is with George, he's confident in himself. He knows that he has the skill, and I'm really happy that he's letting us all know, certain things aren't right for me, and I think that's the best way to say it, because then you can work on work on those issues moving forward. If you bottle it up inside, it's the worst thing possible. So he's doing the right thing, and I think he'll come out strong in Canada.
When he goes to sleep at night, though, what's he really thinking? I mean, you know, will he put pressure on himself? Is he the kind of guy? I mean, we know he leaves no stone unturned, but he's got to arrest this slide very quickly, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a very hard worker, just to your point, but no driver wants to be beaten by their teammates. Certainly not George. You know, he's spent a lot of years at Williams, then finally made the move over to Mercedes without a competitive car. Now he's got one, and his teammates been beating him. But I think that he'll take some reassurance in the fact that Kimi hasn't been faultless, right? Like, he's going to make mistakes over the season, and maybe George's consistency is going to be maybe what helps him out in the end, but he's got to contend with Kimi's raw speed and the fact that he can just deliver incredible lap time. So lots of work to be done, and it's never nice, but I'm sure he can bounce back from this.
He's under investigation for moving under braking at turn 17. We'll have another look at that when we come back. Right, DHL fastest lap this afternoon. Well, a crumb of comfort that went to Lando Norris. Yeah, he's going to the stewards in about half an hour for that. We'll talk about Max when we come back. I think we're going to focus, if we could, right now on the Ferrari drivers. They're 6th and 7th in the end for Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. Let's start with Charles Leclerc, who had that horrible moment right on the last lap.
Charles, I don't think anyone can say you weren't trying out there today. I mean, you got a fantastic lead through your start and then lost out in the pit stops, and then that last lap, heartbreak as well. Can you just tell me what was going on and where it went away from you today?
My mistake. I mean, it's all on me, and I don't have much to add other than that. Very disappointed with my mistake. It shouldn't happen. I've pushed very hard in the second to last lap. I thought it was a good idea to kind of let Oscar go for him to get for me to get the overtake. I knew it was going to be very difficult to stay in front otherwise, and but yeah, I mean, it was a very poor decisions, and in the space of 4 corners I put a very strong race in the bin, so I'm very frustrated about that. Yeah, not much more to say.
Sadly, you have to go to the stewards as well, because they're saying you left the track too many times gaining an advantage, but also I think they're looking at whether or not you drove the car in an unsafe condition on the last lap, I'm just hearing as well now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what will be the decision. I guess we'll have to wait and see. The thing I can say is that I did my best to try and make the corners, first of all, and yeah, it was probably a lot more difficult than what it looked from outside, but it's like that.
Hi Lewis. The team brought a lot of updates here this weekend, and I know there would have been hope for some progress. How would you assess this weekend?
Obviously, not a good weekend at all. 7th and the 7th, just no man's land on both races, but particularly today with the damage, there's nothing I could do. So yeah, really unfortunate because the team worked so hard, and so to come away with a few points is yeah, we have to move on from here.
How do you see that first lap?
Just contact. I was unlucky with Max that spinning, and I had to go to the right of him. I had a good turn 1, and I was in a good position, and then the only way I could go was right, and so then I lost positions from there, and then obviously I think it was Franco that hit me, and yeah, lost a lot of performance from there.
Well, Lewis unlucky today. Obviously got clipped by Colapinto, who finished behind him in 8th, but obviously it was first lap, leniency from the stewards, but he lost 10 to 15 points of downforce, and it cost him in the end.
Yeah, well, you could see that he obviously didn't make any gains after that. He kind of went backwards, and I think it's unfortunate for Lewis. I think they were all very excited and motivated. Here you see the move here.
It's also a tricky one because I don't even know if he saw him. You know, he was still in front when they entered the corner, and he's not looking to the right, most likely. He's looking left to turn into the corner. So it's a tricky one. I think it's an unlucky incident. Overall,
though, JB, just to come back to you on Ferrari's weekend, you know, they had the most upgrades here. What was it, 11 in total, completely new car. Looked okay first part of the weekend, drifted away from them, and then, yeah, mistakes. in sprint qualifying and all of that. It was just a scrappy weekend all round, wasn't it?
Yeah, we definitely expected more from them. And when Charles was third on the grid, it was like, oh, he's going to be leading, and there's a great chance for him. And he did, and the fight was there. Yeah. The fight was there, wasn't it, with Lando and with Kimi, but they just fell away, especially on the harder tyre. They seemed to struggle, and it was a massive amount as well compared to the first two.
And only himself to blame. I mean, he's held his hands up, but to make a mistake like that cost him 3 places.
Yeah, just to add a sort of salt into injury, not exactly what you want to see. So there's not much to comment on that. He's obviously made a mistake. He's hit the wall, and then he's paid the repercussions of that. But more importantly, I think today's been really a story of drivers being disciplined a little bit about how they deploy the battery, and instead of making moves when they think, you know, it naturally comes to them as a good idea to overtake, here you need a little bit more restraint and start to think strategically, where does it make more sense, because the drivers get back to you. So Charles didn't also have the easiest run before the incident either.
Okay, we're going to hear from Max after the break, but first things first, let's return to the front of the grid here from the race winner first, Kimi Antonelli, and then the runner-up, Lando Norris.
Kimi, I don't know if you're aware of the stat, but every time Yannick wins a tournament on the Sunday, you win the race as well. So you're matching each other at the moment. But a fantastic outlap from you today as well really helped you keep that place ahead of Lando. Is that ultimately where it came from today, or what do you put the win down to?
Yeah, I mean, it was the key. That undercut, the outlap was very strong, and also I think the team picked the right moment to do so, because I came out that I had no traffic and I was able to push cleanly, so that allowed me to then make the move at the end. And so, yeah, very happy with that.
Are you surprising yourself at the moment with how you're driving, how you're staying so calm and controlled? Not off-putting at all. How you're staying so calm and controlled in all these situations, because the start today wasn't great again, but you got over it, you got back through the field, and you controlled the race.
Yeah, it was definitely, you know, I feel stronger and stronger every time, more in control of the situation. I still think that sometime, you know, I could remain a bit more calm. I was a bit stressed when I had a couple of downshift issue and upshift, and I was very stressed, and I should have just stayed a bit more calm. But overall, you know, was a strong race, and I'm happy with that we brought it home.
Huge congratulations, well done. Lando, you're there listening to those answers. Are you surprised? Could you have done that at 18? Were you the same sort of driver in those circumstances?
It's a long time ago now.
It's not that long ago.
It was like 8 years ago. It's crazy. I mean, he's doing a very good job. Hats off to him. At that age, second year in Formula One, he's doing an incredible job. It's impressive to perform under pressure, to be beating his teammate that's been in it for a lot longer. He's doing all the right things, you know, so you can't really fault. He got a lot of shit over the last couple of years, last year. But he's proving a lot of people wrong, so I'm very happy for him. He's a very nice guy, and he's also annoying because I want to beat him, but he's doing a good job, so credit to him.
Could you have beaten him today? I know that stop, if it had been fractionally quicker, that stop, you may have come out in front of him. Do you think that's where it was lost, or what are your thoughts on the race?
We should have boxed first, simple as that. I don't know if my stop being 2 times quicker would have helped. In some ways, he could have made it worse, because he could have just got a better run all the way around turn 2 and 3 and easily passed me, you know. So let's, I think we just have to be honest and say we should have boxed before. We shouldn't have been waiting. He was quite a bit quicker at that point of the race. I told the team that I didn't quite have the pace comparing to him at that point, and we didn't really seem to do a lot about it. So yeah, we have to go review things. Honestly, I think the win was, we could have fought for it more. I don't know if he still would have had better pace. His pace was better than us today, so I don't know if he still would have come out behind me, and maybe he still would have overtaken me, but we could have done more to defend for the win today. So we need to review some things and just see what we could have done better.
Thank you, thanks.
Well, I think, as I mentioned, and we're going to discuss this when we come back from the break, I think it was probably only Max Verstappen and Lando Norris that could have lived with the pace of Kimi Antonelli today. I mean, if you look at the difference between those two at the front, you know, it's a matter of a couple of seconds between Kimi and Lando. The rest miles behind, and obviously Max, who's charging through the field, had a brilliant drive. His tyres just fell away because they were so much older, and he pitted after 7 laps. Would that be fair?
Yeah, well, we don't really know his pace if he was on the same age tyres as them, do we, really? Because he was always in traffic. But you got to say to the first two, unbelievable the pace they had compared to their teammates. I know that Oscar Piastri fought his way through and he did a really good job doing that and getting on the podium, but still, 27 seconds, it's a lot. So fair play to those two. They pushed each other so hard today, and it felt like either of them could have won. It was the small little mistakes that made the difference.
Nice to see, though, that the upgrades worked in that, you know, they can take the fight, and we think we're going to get a lot of that this year, but now we have to wait and see what the Mercedes upgrade looks like in Montreal. And I know they're bringing some parts as well, and if they're on a par at the end of that, then potentially even more game on.
Well, Toto seems to be a little bit conservative about it. I mean, I would have read these results as to say they haven't really bought much at all this weekend. The others have, and they're still ahead. So I would have said good news. Toto seems to believe that, you know, correlation is important, and he doesn't know for a fact that those parts that he's bringing in Montreal will deliver. But let's see. I mean, Max obviously as well, the Red Bull, lighter this weekend, more upgrades, and was also in the mix. We stopped talking about the rain, though, because there was always that threat of rain. I know you really wanted the rain, didn't you, Simon? Yeah, well, there was a lot of threat of it, and then it felt like the pit wall was always hesitant. You know, do we pit now? Do we wait? And they opted to pit early, which at some point looked like it would have been the best strategy, but it just didn't end up playing out that way.
Yeah, well, they moved it forward. They got the weather window that they wanted, because when we arrived, as we said, it was hosing it down this morning, and there's a
minimize the time loss with the 360, and then we opted to go early onto the hard tire, but that hard tire didn't work for us, so I had no real pace and grip on that compound for whatever reason. So yeah, it was tough. I don't think we would have fought for the win at all. I mean, we dropped quite heavily. Maybe I could have been in that place where I think Oscar was, maybe, if he would have done a bit more of a normal race, but it's always easy to say that afterwards. I think we have improved a lot this weekend. Unfortunately, in the race, we are still lacking a bit.
Laurent Mekies said earlier today that he thinks 3 of the 5 areas that they want to correct on this car have been achieved over the break, the other 2 to go. So how good could this car be if you can get all 5 areas done? Is this a race-winning car and a championship contending car?
It will be better. I don't know how much it will be better, but for sure there is more pace to unlock. But I guess if you ask that to any team, they will all say the same.
And just finally, can I get a word on you that you're being called to stewards for the exit on the pit lane? What's your view on that?
No idea.
Okay.
So we'll see.
All right, thanks a lot. Hi, Isaac. Just tell us from your point of view what caused it, what happened?
Yeah, I was too eager and too excited about making those moves, and I just ruined myself. It was easy to overtake and should have been more cautious. There was no point trying to flirt with the limit in this corner, so I'm really
What are you going to work on between now and Montreal, do you think? It's been quite a tough weekend for you. What do you want to work on?
Yeah, I mean, it's the first time I really struggle with my overall pace. So yeah, this is new, and I really need to dig deep because yeah, I don't want another weekend like this.
No, because he'd probably be forgiven for thinking, hey, I'm not like the others. I can go toe-to-toe with Max, because he'd out-qualified him 2-1 coming into this weekend. And then he has something like this, and it's got to be like 2 steps forward, well, no, 1 step forward, a couple of steps back.
Yeah, I mean, Isaac is obviously a driver who wears his heart on his sleeve. I think he feels his emotions a lot. But yeah, it's frustrating. I mean, you know, he's come into the season, had 3 races where actually his pace was very surprising, because we've come very used to seeing Max's teammates being far off the pace, and that hasn't been the case for him. So I'm sure that for him, as he says, it's the first time it's happened to him in a long time. I think when you, as a driver, that happens to you, that all of a sudden you can't put it together and the time's not coming towards you, you start to ask yourself questions. I mean, they've got to get to the bottom of it. You don't want to be that far off your teammate.
Don't want the spiral. Don't want the spiral.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's been there before. I mean, before the first race of the season last year, he put it in the wall before the start of the race.
Yeah.
And the way he bounced back, I mean, he absolutely annihilated his teammate most of the season. So I wouldn't worry too much. It's one race. Hopefully he can put this behind him and he'll come out quick.
When you've got Max Verstappen in the seat next to you, isn't it? Well, we shall see, because he has shown mental strength beforehand. We're going to take a short break.
Franco.
You know that song, right? You learned it from Argentina.
So this is what you need before every race, a trip home 500,000 of your country people.
Both of us in a trip home.
Hey, if that's what makes a successful weekend, then I'm on for it. But that's it set you up. Do you feel it set you up, Franco, for such a positive mindset and what's turned out to be a really positive weekend?
Yeah, it's been a really positive weekend, and I am very happy with the effort that everyone has done, with the effort of the team to bring the new cars, the new upgrades, the new wings, the new chassis. Everything has been really helpful and helping me find my feet a bit better and find the performance I was lacking. So very proud. We will definitely need a few more trips to Argentina soon and a few more road shows, a bit more wine and asados. The extra weight was helpful, so.
I can confirm you were parsimonious with the grill, with the meat grill, and I didn't see you drink any wine. But it's been coming for a while, though, hasn't it? I mean, you've already in the points so far earlier in the season. It's been coming, and this can be the start of something, a points run.
Yeah, definitely, I'm sure, and I'm sure it will be. It's since a long time we're trying to find this performance and trying to understand why we're lacking that pace. And this weekend felt very strong, very maximized, very efficient at every point, and that we made the most out of it in each session. So I feel very happy and very proud of the team, of myself, because I do feel that it's been a very an excellent weekend, and very, very happy.
And once you had the early fight with Max, it was just all about sort of calming everything down and then straightforward from there, keeping the Williams behind you. Lewis probably was out of reach ahead of you.
Yeah, Lewis was 9-8 seconds in front, I think, but I had that damage on the rear right of the start with Lewis, and probably it punished me a little bit. Balance was not great, but was still good enough to be far in front of the midfield cars, and yeah, we showed that we had a lot of pace.
Great stuff. Thank you very much, Franco. Back in the points, Franco Colapinto.
Yeah, well, I mean, we talked about this at the beginning of the programme, all way back when, where you were saying to get a full pre-season in his first with the team, the change of engine, all of a sudden he looks like a different driver. It can be such a strange sport like that when someone struggled so much, Jenson, for an entire season, didn't get off the mark, and then all of a sudden it's a different story this year.
Yeah, and he was, flawless this weekend. It wasn't just qualifying, it was the whole way through the weekend he had the pace. And he was best of the rest, wasn't he, in the race? He did a great job. He was the one that was hanging on to the back of Lewis for a while. Nobody else was. So, yeah, really, really good job. We don't know what Pierre could have done because obviously he had the incident very early on. But, yeah, really good weekend for him.
Trusts his car, doesn't he?
Looks like he does trust his car, but look, it's I think Colapinto, just to add on what you were saying earlier, yes, he had a tough season last year, but he didn't have the full season, and I know I mentioned this in the top of the show, but we've got to give him a little bit of credit in the sense that this was the first time he actually went through a whole winter phase with the team, getting into grips, taking some time to understand the car, maybe getting a little bit more comfortable instead of just playing the sort of chasing game that he had to play all of last season, and maybe adding pressure on his own shoulders. As I was saying, it looks like he's comparing himself a lot. You okay there? So obviously apparently been comparing himself a lot to Pierre, which is normal, but looking too much into the data and almost in a way that sort of cripples him a little bit and doesn't allow him to go out there freely and do his thing. So looks like he's in a much better place now.
Well, a much better race result for Williams. Both drivers inside the points. It's still a very overweight car, but they've maximised their performance this weekend.
Hi, Carlos. That looked like you actually got to have a bit of a race out there today. The team's got a double points finish as well. How would you sum it up?
Yeah, had fun. I think it's the first race that I've had a bit of fun fighting with other cars. Before we were too far away from the midfield to get in the fight, and today finally with a great start again I managed to get myself into the mix, and from then fought my way through and managed to score another P9 with very solid pace, very clearly the fastest of the midfield cars. Obviously Alpine is in that no man's land right now where they are not with the top cars, not in the midfield. But from my side, enjoyed that, and another good Sunday for me.
Can you feel the progression coming now to this car?
I hope not. I think we need the same pressure, because I think it's clear that this is still not where we had promised that we would be. I think this is still where definitely a great step forward, and it needs to be proved to the team and all of us that when we do things right and when we work hard in the right direction, things come along and we improve. It's a team that is capable of doing a lot and a lot more than this, but it just needs to serve as an example. But we still know we are well behind our expectations, and we need to dig deep, work hard, and wait maybe until the next few races and last third of the year to show our true potential.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Alex, a double points finish for the team.
Yes.
How pleased are you to walk away from here with that this weekend?
Yeah, we didn't pit this race, so it was all good. We had a smooth race, had a great start, and I think we made 6 or 7 positions up on the first couple laps. Held on. Maybe he wasn't the quickest car out there today, but still were able to salvage some good points. So great result for the team.
Yeah, you got a great start, and you said to us yesterday that when you came in, it's basically testing. What have the team learned from this weekend? And is it going to help you make a big step, or is this just going to be a really gradual thing this season?
I think that it's gradual. We have bigger steps coming than the one that came from Japan to here, for example. Of course, everyone knows that by now we are running heavy. We're still heavy. There's an aggressive program to get that off the car. So what I'm hoping is, well, firstly, we need to see if Miami's a one-off. It's always been a good track for us. Last year we were 5th here, so it's baby steps. Let's see if Canada is the same. And then I think by midpoint, that's when we should come into our stride a bit more.
All right, great, thank you.
Yeah, good. Nico Rosberg. I'll get you. I'll get you, Nico. Yeah, Williams weekend. Sum it up for me. I mean, they needed this. Both cars in the points.
Yeah, really big weekend for them. It's been a tricky start to the season, as you said. A little bit overweight. But no, both drivers did a great job. It's as good as they could have hoped for, I guess.
Looks like the boot camp that Alex Albon suggested it was called, boot camp, that they put the car on to lose all that weight. Not all of it, some of it. But you can hear that Carlos is sort of really still pushing a little bit, you know, putting pressure. This is not enough, even though they're happy with the progress. They expect more and they want more, and this is not where they want to be. So let's see what's to come. Maybe there's more that we don't know about, but if their ambitions are that high, then maybe there's something exciting coming from them in the future.
Well, Montreal is to come, and for that, let's just finish where we started with regards to Mercedes, and for the rest, we'll take it under advisement at the moment. We know it's going to be one of those seasons, a little bit like the yo-yo racing, where maybe at the top we get teams yo-yoing because of the developments, and some being in sync and some not, some bringing updates to other places.
Yeah, well, and sometimes the updates don't work as well. Yeah. So I think having them on the car now and proving them out has been a really important thing for Ferrari and McLaren. Obviously a very different circuit in Canada, so yeah, I look forward to the fight. But this weekend was a really good one. It felt like any of the top 6 could have won.
But it feels, doesn't it, that Kimi Antonelli could be a threat here, and as I was saying, favourite now. That's quite interesting with the bookies. They don't usually make mistakes. Well, anyway.
A lot of excitement around him.
A lot of excitement around him. 3 wins on the spin. Ted's Notebook is next. Thank you to Jensen. Thank you to Naomi. Thanks to you for watching at home. We've had another fine weekend as Formula One has returned here in Miami. Kimi Antonelli